I've got a treat for you guys today. Now, when I tell you that I could have made multiple videos about this one streamer, I'm not over exaggerating. This guy is a serious piece of work. Basically, somebody was playing against him as Dredge, and his reaction to the gameplay was a bit off, which we'll get onto in a second. And that's how I found out about this guy. And normally when I get a streamer who somebody wants me to have a look at, I'll go through the rest of their content, I'll look into other streams that they've done, and I'll normally try and determine if this was like a one-time thing, maybe they were having a stressful day, or if this is genuinely how they are as a person. And this guy was so much worse than I thought. He complains about slugging, tunneling, camping, the devs, his teammates, perks, literally anything and everything. This guy has made a complaint about it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start with the match that I was sent, and then we're going to move on to a couple of other matches I found, which I think just sum up how this guy approaches the game and his streaming life in general. But before we get started, please do make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. Help me hit that 5,000 goal by the end of the year. And if you do enjoy this video at the end, please do leave me a like and let me know in the comments what you thought about this guy. But for now, guys, let's get into it. Also, just a quick note about this guy's footage. You may notice it's kind of glitchy. That's not you, that's not the export, that's not your internet or anything. That's literally just his stream. I couldn't fix it. It kind of does this weird like jumpy thing every now and then. It loses frames. I just wanted to let you guys know just so you're aware. So he's in chase with the Dredge and he leads the Dredge over, I don't know if accidentally, I presume accidentally, over to these two people who are healing. The person who was being healed then gets downed. Now, one thing that this guy really loves to do is go for flashlight saves. And that's exactly what he's trying to do here. He's trying to set up for it, but obviously the killer knows he's there. And the killer outplays him and he goes down. Very well played from the killer, I thought.
He's slugging too, dude. What is with all the dredges trying to slug?
So this is something he's obsessed with in these videos, this idea of slugging. Now, in this situation here, the Dredge can clearly see the bright pink bunny thing hiding behind a rock waiting for the flashlight save, and is obviously not just going to pick up.
It's pretty pathetic. Like, take the flashlight to the face, loser. Play the fucking game. Slugging's gross.
He's literally saying to the killer, hey, don't play smart, don't think about your environment, just take the flashlight to the face, just lose the down. You know, this guy is essentially saying he's a loser because he won't just let the survivors win. Like, what?
The way some of these people have been playing is just so incredibly cringe. They're so scared of mechanics of the game that they stop playing the game. Oh, well, if I slug, then they can't flashlight save me. Right, and then that makes you a toxic degenerate, dude. That's all.
No, it makes you smart at the game. It doesn't make you a toxic degenerate for avoiding a flashlight save. This guy deadass thinks that killers who play smart and don't let survivors get away with anything that they want to get away with makes them toxic, which is... We're getting in heavy here, and this isn't even the worst shit he says. So that's something else to add to the survivor rulebook, by the way, guys. Killers now have to make sure that they allow survivors to get flashlight saves. So the rest of the game pretty much progresses without real incident. The Dredge is kind of doing his thing. We get into endgame, and this guy dies. He's killed in endgame, and the Dredge has played fairly well by the look of it. You know, he has a fair amount of hooks. And then we get into the endgame chat. And this guy doesn't disappoint. I'm going to show you as much as of the endgame as possible, but he kind of covers half of the endgame chat, so we're just going to zoom in on what we can see. So he says, GG's to all the survivors. Killer, you were kind of cringe. Would have been nice to see you run the map. Maybe use your ability to actually get kills, bearing in mind he got a 2k here. The proxy and slug was just gross. Slug. Take the flashlight save. He's like, he genuinely tells people to take the flashlight save, like as if that's something the killer needs to be told to do. So that was the match that I was sent initially, and this guy, he piqued my interest. I was interested to know how he behaved in other matches. So I looked into this stream, and then I looked into another stream which he had done the day before, and it was in that stream that I found some really interesting games that I want to share with you guys today. So I wanted to investigate and show you guys a bit more about this slugging thing that he keeps going on about. So I found this game, he went up against a nurse, and in this game, he's in a 4-stack. He's doing quite well, and this nurse is doing quite well. 3 hooks with 2 gens down. All around, this seems like a fair game from the get-go. But we get into this game with the nurse, and somebody's on a hook, and I'm just going to let it play out. So here we go. Okay, so you saw there, the guy was on hook, got insta-saved pretty much when the killer was right there. BM'd by pointing, and then goes straight down. The streamer's nearby, so he's kind of like, again, setting up for this flashlight save, so the nurse is obviously not going to pick up. He tries to get his teammate up, actually succeeds in doing that, which is fair, and then he gets him down. So off the nurse goes.
Yeah, we slugging? Yeah, we slugging.
Are we slugging? I mean, this nurse isn't necessarily slugging. She's aware that she has the pressure and is continuing the pressure. So she leaves him on the floor, downs the Quentin again, picks up the Quentin and goes and puts him on hook. The nurse then chases somebody who was on a gen right next to the hook. The person loops back around to go for the unhook, gets the save, right in front of the nurse. They go down immediately. The nurse is then going to obviously try and go for the Quentin. You see this person now running in, the third teammate running in. So basically at this point, you've got 3 people around the hook. No one is going to pick up the streamer. Why would the nurse leave this area? She knows that she's got 3 people here, 2 of which were injured, 1 of which is down. And what, she's going to leave that area to come and pick him back up? It doesn't make sense. She's obviously going to continue putting pressure around this environment. The third teammate goes down. The 4th teammate, who was originally on the floor, has Unbreakable, gets back up and runs off. Second teammate goes down. So at this point, you've got 3 people on the ground. The Quentin, I believe, she tried to pick the Quentin up. The Quentin had DS, so got off. So the nurse then goes back and attacks the Quentin, gets him down, picks him back up. Gonna put him back on the hook, obviously. Now, this here is a crucial part of the match, okay? This is what we're going to be talking about in the end game when we move on to it. So the nurse, in my opinion, was slugging, yeah, but wasn't slugging for anything other than a legitimate pressure attempt. She was trying to pick up people when she could. She picked up the Quentin had DS. She then went and attacked the Quentin again because he stayed in the area for the flashlight save. Like, she's not slugging to be an asshole. She's slugging because people keep fucking throwing themselves at her. And she's like, all right, then yeah, I'll probably try and get you down then, won't I? So we get into the end game. The game's still going on. You got people being chased. And he reports. Extremely toxic and unskilled killer spent over half the game attempting and failing the slug. He literally reports every single killer he goes up against. If this guy loses, the killer gets a report. Unsportsmanlike. He will conjure up a reason as to why this killer should be reported. It doesn't matter what the killer did. Reported straight away. Unsportsmanlike. How dare you not let me win? And of course, he then goes into the end game. Yikes, not you trying your hardest with a sweat build and still losing. First of all, it's a 2K. It's not a loss. And second of all, let's just look at the sweat build, shall we? Okay, this is a nurse. They're running Barbecue and Chili, Nurse is Calling, Rancor, and Fearmonger. Is that what counts as sweat nowadays? I would say that's actually a pretty chill build. Also, this guy throws in, not you trying your hardest. Like, he likes to say that killers sweat and they try their hardest, as if that's a bad thing, because it's a bad thing to want to win the game, to want to do well as killer. So he starts like moaning about slugging and whatnot. And at this point, the nurse actually comes into his chat. Now, what's really interesting here is that the nurse drops him a follow. And then this nurse hears everything that this guy is saying. At some point, the nurse puts in the chat, I can't see it because I think it got deleted, but they said, who was trying to slug LMFAO? He then insta-bans the nurse and goes on a bit of a rant, which is what I want to show you because this is just...
And they're butthurt because they tried their hardest with that sweaty-ass build.
Sweaty-ass build?
And now they're here in stream, hoping they can say a piece, but they got insta-banned. Yeah, I'm ass because you have to slug and try to tunnel and run barbecue because that's how you find people on the map. You don't know how to fucking patrol the map. You use barbecue and chili. Problem was, you took way too long to get a fucking hook. So your dumb ass couldn't even abuse the build.
You can hear the anger start to rise, but I just want to pause here and start talking about some of the things he says because he makes a lot of points which are just horseshit. So first of all, he keeps saying it's a sweaty ass, crutch ass build. It's not. He also says you took too long to get a hook. With 2 gens down, she had 3 hooks. She obviously didn't take that long to get a hook. So you're just pulling stuff out of your ass here to try and make somebody feel bad. He says that this nurse came into the stream to say their piece. No, they didn't. They came in and followed you, presumably to say GG well played. Heard that you were talking smack, saying she was toxic and slugging and all of this. So they questioned what you meant by who was trying to slug. They were not toxic.
That's such little nurses calling value. Who even runs purple nurses calling?
Who even runs purple nurses calling? God, get with the times. It's 2022.
Spend more time trying to slug and tunnel a game out just so you can get shit on again, because it's fucking interesting for people to watch on stream. I think they enjoy watching sweaty ass nurses get fucked after they try their absolute hardest and sink as low as physically possible to try to get a 4K, and they do literally a half-ass job. They said, who was trying to slug, laughing my fucking ass off, and then they tried typing something else, but they got banned.
How the fuck do you know, boy? Have you got a psychic connection to this boy? Could you see that their fingers were on the typing keyboard there? You cannot tell on Twitch if somebody's typing. All right, this isn't fucking iMessenger. You know, you don't get the little thought bubble with the 3 dots popping up when somebody's about to type a message. Fucking, what are you chatting shit about for?
So there's that delusion. I didn't slug.
It's ironic you use the word delusion.
Absolutely you slugged, but you failed at it. Seems right that you might try to save face in your delusional sadness. I'm gonna tell all of us that you didn't slug. One problem. We all watched it. Half of us played it. Who the fuck are you kidding? We don't want your delusional ass around here.
All right. At this point, the guy isn't in the chat because he's been banned. So this guy is just literally ranting at himself. And it gets so bad that his chat have to actually be like, dude, like, chill out. He does have one little reply to the person who puts overkill with the insults, which I'm just going to play here.
Overkill on the insults? Why do you say that? Nobody asked Fucktard to come into my stream to try to talk shit. That's his choice. His dumb fucking ass tried to come here to talk. He wanted more smoke. Sitting the bed in the game wasn't enough.
I hate to be that person, but can we just point out that, bud, you died. He beat you. Like, yeah, 2 other people escaped, but that's not your victory. Again, I want to return to the word delusional that he used earlier. Very interesting that he would use that word to describe somebody else. Even when people in his chat are like, all right, overkill, chill, he's gone, he still continues. And it is his relationship with his chat that is the subject of the final game I want to show you guys. So we're going back, and this match actually occurred about an hour before the one I just showed you. He's still in the 4 stack with his viewers. So he's in a game against the Huntress, and the Huntress is doing fairly well in the game. She has 6 hooks with 1 gen left, and she's just literally downed the streamer. Okay, now he goes onto the hook just as endgame pops. Before endgame pops, the Huntress goes away, but as soon as the last gen is completed, he then comes back to protect the kill. This is what happens with him against the Huntress. So somebody comes over to make the save. As they're unhooking, they get hit by the hatchet. They still make the unhook. They go down, at which point the Huntress decides to keep pressuring this streamer and chases him down. The streamer here slows down to try and bait out borrow time, by the way. The Huntress waits it out.
What a loser.
What a loser. What a loser. Who waits out borrowed time? What an absolute piece of work this Huntress is. Waiting out borrowed time like that? Sheesh. Honestly, cancel this Huntress right now. So at this point, the streamer is dead. Okay? The streamer is dead. For all intents and purposes, the rest of the match has nothing to do with him. I just want to make that very clear. Okay?
No, she's tunneling and she's doing everything toxic. So she's bad at the game. Don't feel bad. This is a shitter killer.
It's so funny to me when survivors say that, or even killers say that, when they're like, oh, the other side is shit when they beat them. If, again, I say this all the time, but if they're shit, what does that make you? Because you lost against them.
And he's losing very badly. So he has to slug and tunnel at this point, because he won't get a kill if he doesn't. You did good.
Got a kill.
This bitch is going to have to camp hook. Yo, Vintage, you should get out.
He starts saying, get out. Okay, and this is where this guy has no business with what he says, and honestly is the most vile person I've ever seen, and we're just going to get into it. Let's go.
Don't give her any more kills. You know what she's going to do. This person thinks they're good. They're going to try to camp for their 2 little K. They're not going to get shit for points. If you stay there, you give them points. Don't give this cunt any more points. She's trash. She doesn't earn it. Too shitty at the game. Don't give it to her, bro. Come on.
As you can see ahead, you got 1 person on hook. You got 1 person who has just been injured and is running away from the hook. Now, presumably they went to try and get that save. This person that is watching has seen this happen and has now gone in to try and make the save.
You guys are gonna feed this bitch? Yep, you are. Fucking sad. Well, this is pretty sad, guys. Y'all just fed a shitter. Well, I want to save them, but you can't save them because they're getting face camped, so fucking leave. The bitch just sat there and waited out my BT. Why the fuck y'all staying in? Please, someone get out. I know, both you and Hollow made a dumb decision and gave this bitch more points, and she didn't earn the fucking points. You just fed this bitch points. You know what, Vintage? I watched you. I wasn't even watching Hollow. I was just watching you the whole time. I watched you run a full lap around the map and come back. And she's still face camping. And then Hollow has done the same thing you've done. If someone's doing that, dude, do you know what just happened? Let me just put this bluntly. Vintage, you just fed that stupid tunneling cut an extra 5,000 points on a game they didn't earn shit in. That's all. Not worth. Over altruism. Gets the whole team killed. She gets less points. Punished for being a dumb tunneling camping cut. Because that's how she got all her kills. I don't know what the fuck that was. Recognize it. Own it. Get the fuck out, dude.
There's a few things. First of all, he goes off on the killer. When in actuality, the killer didn't do anything wrong. The second thing, my guy, this has fuck all to do with you. You died, okay? What they want to do in the game is their choice. If they want to go and try and be altruistic and save somebody, their choice. You sat there with this obnoxious, know-it-all, asshole rant that you do, making everybody else feel bad for what they did in a game is fucking pathetic. There are people in his chat while he's on this rant, the people are in his chat being like, I'm sorry. They're apologizing to him. That is the community that this guy has festered at this point. That's what he's created. That's his atmosphere. It's outrageous to me. Like he keeps saying, it's sad. This is sad. How sad that you did this. The only thing sad is that these people have come to hang out with you, to play games with you, to support you as a streamer, and you treat them like this. If this is how you're going to be behaving, a grown-ass man, by the way, a grown-ass adult, behaving like this over a video game when you weren't even involved in the situation, you just had to put your 2 pence in for some reason, you shouldn't be streaming. You should delete your channel, and you should go and do something else. Maybe go and touch some grass. The third thing I want to mention, by the way, is the funniest thing. These two guys were trying to save the Feng. The Feng got out. So this guy goes on his self-righteous little fucking rant. But they succeeded in what they tried to do. So he's like, oh, it doesn't work. Over altruism, blah, blah, blah. They did exactly what they were setting out to do. They saved the person who was on the hook.
Because that's how she got all her kills. I don't know what the fuck that was. Recognize it. Own it. Get the fuck out, dude. That was her only fucking play.
Yeah, it was
I don't care that you guys died. I don't care that I died. It's the concept of how sad that human being is and the fact that you're feeding them more.
I don't care that I died. I don't care that you guys died. Yeah, you fucking do, first of all. There's not even much else to say about that. Don't try and lie. Who are you trying to lie to? It's so upsetting to me to see people in his chat being like, I know it was stupid. I'm sorry. Trying to defend what they were doing. Like, this guy has over 2,000 followers. How do you have this support when this is how you treat the people who support you? Now, I want to end this video by playing a little clip for you from this guy himself, and I just think it's a nice little note to end on and a bit of irony, considering what we've watched so far.
Wake the fuck up. Do better. Do more. Make the game fun. That's what the game is supposed to be. Fun. Fuck.
Yeah, it is. But I've watched a few hours of your content now, my guy, and you are not having fun. You are angry constantly. You're vile to the people you go up against. You're vile to your teammates. You're vile to your chat. You are not having fun, and you are not making this game fun. You are festering this environment that the DBD community has, which is so toxic and angry, and just everybody's against each other, and everybody wants to fight with each other. And people like you are the reason why. People like you are making this game not fun. The responsibility is on you as much as it is on anybody else. In fact, maybe even more, because you're a streamer. You are somebody that people will look up to and watch and replicate behavior-wise. You need to set the example, and you are not setting that example, so you can't talk about making the game fun because you're the problem, to be honest. And that's the only way to put it. You're the problem. Now, I just want to mention, as I always do, that the point of this video is not to send hate to the streamer. That's why you will not find out their name anywhere on this video. It is to analyze the behavior. And I do want to say that if you behave like this, in my opinion, you either need to change very quickly or you need to stop streaming, because this is horrible. This is a horrible, horrible person who is a bully, who is arrogant, who is self-righteous, who thinks that they have every answer to everything and that only their opinion is correct. And it doesn't just stop at the people they face in the game. It also extends to their chat. People like this are exactly why I make these videos, because they shouldn't be in the community. They're too toxic. They're too vile. So if you behave like this, please check yourself and change it, because it's not good. But I do hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm sorry I got a bit serious at the end, but this is the kind of stuff that I do genuinely have this opinion on, and I do genuinely want to see changed in this game. But if you did enjoy it, please do leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it all. And if you want to check out more of my content, like I say, please do go and check out some playlists which I've made. Subscribe if you haven't already to help me out. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Go out there and be the best time Cronks that you can be. And bye for now.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you.